envy. And that is a very tricky one. Why do you want to take someone's stuff? And why on earth are you so upset if someone has something you don't? Envy is biblically depicted as a snake, and it has slithered into the national debate in the discussion about inequality. When it comes right down to it, isn't the desire for equality really all about jealousy? Let's bring back our Pinko political analyst, avowed communist, Jesse Meyerson. All right, Jesse, so welcome back, man.
Good to be back.
So why do you want to take my stuff? You should get your own stuff.
Well, the thing is that I am, like, pretty well-to-do, and I have lots of privilege because I'm straight and white and male and stuff. So in the leveling of inequality,
And you
I'm actually
grew
not
up a fancy lad, didn't you?
I didn't. Well, I went to public schools in New York City, and my mom was a teacher and stuff. So like middle class, but I'm going to lose out in the great leveling of inequality. I'm not trying to take anybody's stuff. I'm actually trying to give up some privilege.
Oh, Robin Hood.
So what are you going to do voluntarily to give up your privilege?
Well, it's not so much me doing stuff voluntarily. What I'm trying to do is promote public policies and stuff that will really level the playing fields. And now envy comes.
Why do we have to level the playing field? I mean, the idea that we have to level the playing field.
I don't even like the playing field metaphor.
Yeah, I guess so.
It implies competition.
I think that's what offends me. Is like, I'm not so grossed out by someone who has more things than I do. Like, I don't see someone with a $10 million house and say, jerks, they should give me that.
Sure. So for me, it's not really a matter of. I don't think that the call for equality is about envy. I think it's about fairness, right? So there's two different views on this coming from the ownership class. We have the Mitt Romney view, which is that the politics of envy is really bad, and he hated the 1%, 99% thing because he was like, this is just the politics of envy. And then there's the Kevin O'Leary version, the finance blowhard guy who said when the Oxfam report came out saying that the poorest 3.5 billion people have as much money as the richest 85, he was like, that's fabulous. It gives the poor something to aspire to. That envy really is the generator of anti-poverty stuff.
Those are pretty false, though. I mean, those are something that your argument rests upon, but you could use those numbers and manipulate them in a number of ways, and they're not. I mean, that depiction is not always the honest.
But we can also say that most people have gotten much better off over time, and we've talked about this before. The consequence of that inequality is that there is this competition that takes place, this dynamism in the economy, and the wonderfully egalitarian nature of capitalism is that everyone is made better off over time, which is kind of awesome and remarkable. You're willing to trade that in order for this leveling to take place, which I find pretty unfortunate. That's kind of disgusting. So far, I'm so jealous of these other people that have stuff. I'm willing to make certain that no one gets anything more.
Again,
because
for me,
I want it to be fair.
Not about jealousy. It's about fairness, right? And fairness is
what a strange definition
don't you think
of fairness.
Actually
what a strange definition of fairness.
That some people shouldn't starve while some people have trillions and trillions of dollars.
I don't want people to starve.
You obviously have not read Thomas Piketty's Capital in the 21st Century. What he shows is that over time, there are very few periods where we have enough growth, the rate of growth is high enough that it can match the rate of return to capital. So basically, the engine of capitalism doesn't create that sort of broad prosperity. Only in certain times, like after a big war or some big shakeup, can it actually produce that sort of broad prosperity. Normally, what it does is produces horrible inequality.
But why have so many people been lifted out of poverty in China and India over the last 2 decades?
That's right.
Well, a lot of the poverty that came out of lifted people out of poverty in China was under communism. Same as under.
Right. So a lot of that poverty is manufactured by people, and the notion
in the Soviet Union, a liberalized economy in China is what has made a thriving middle class.
They didn't get more communist; they got less communist.
Oh no, I understand that, but if you want to look at an example of a